Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to all the participants. I'm Azim from MSPO Trace and Traceability Unit. I would like to welcome all certification bodies into today's training. In this 3 hours training, the speaker will be Mr. Nasiha Omar. I think everyone already recognized her. And also with us, we have Ms. Ainaa and our manager, Mr. Chia. Now I would like to invite Mr. Chia for a welcoming remark.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I think I see a lot of familiar people that you recognize. Shira, your screen is not sharing still. They're much loading. Anyway, yeah, good afternoon. So welcome to this is the second session for MSPO Trace briefing. Pagi tadi kita ada satu dengan some CVs was there, but mostly for Spox lah. So that was for the MPO VPMZ. This one is for all CBs, those with or without Spox, and more so for the other entities lah, macam estate, part 3, part 4. So without further ado, thank you all for coming, and I'll pass the time back to our MC Azim for the next session.
Thank you, Mr. Chia, for the welcoming remark. Before we start training, all participants, please fill in the attendance form in the chat box, and please get ready for the photo session. So now we have only 70 response from the attendance form. Okay, I will give you all a minute to fill in the form. If you all are ready, please open your camera. I will take 1 or 2 shots. Shira, can you stop sharing first?
Oh, meaning you can see my screen now?
No, still
black.
Yeah.
How do I stop sharing?
You already stopped sharing, Shira.
Okay.
Kita bagi Shira, kita tangkap gambar.
Okay. So much confusing.
Okay. Okay, I will start taking picture. Page 1, 1, 2, 3. Page 2, get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. You can turn off your camera. Shira, you can start sharing the screen. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Reminders, if any of you have any questions, please turn on your microphone or you can write in the chat box. Now I will pass the session to our speaker, Shira. The floor is yours. Your screen still freeze, Shira.
I don't know how to hold. It's okay. How about now? Can everyone see my screen now?
Still not, Shira.
You send the slides to Ainaa will share.
Wait, let me try again. How about now?
Tak juga. Okay, you need to keluar dulu and then dia masuk semula ke?
Because I need to share multiple screen after this. I have to share the platform and all. Now also you cannot see.
Tak boleh juga.
My God. Okay, I'll leave and then I come back again. I'm sorry everyone. Bye.
I apologize, yeah. But this morning it was working fine, so let her sort out the technical issue first.
Can everyone see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, finally. Okay. So, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for participating in our training. So, as everyone knows, we have few features upgrade. So, I would like to explain briefly on each of these features. So, I will highlight more on the new features, but for the new CBs, I saw someone from NASA's certification. So if NASA's got any question about the other features, which means the old features, can also feel free to ask here. I'll help where I can. But for today's training, we'll focus more on the new features. So with me today also is ainaa, the developer. So let's say we have more technical issues, then we can also get ainaa's explanation. So we start our training today, okay? So the agenda for today is, first we will discuss on the newly upgraded features for the certification modules. So first one is the entity registration will now be based on the MPOB license number formatting. The second one is SCCS multiple site reporting. Entities deletion, combining, separating, and transferring group or individual members from, I'll explain more later. And then save update as draft. And then the second one is rules for the use of MSPO Trace. I know everyone is aware that we have this document. And this is actually the document that are tying the user to MSPO Trace and to the CB during the audit, meaning whatever is being listed in this document, meaning their responsibility and what they should do, the users, is actually tied to the audit punya process. And if they don't do if they don't comply, actually the CB can give them NCs. And the third one is the circular, the new circular. We have a new circular issued out on September, I think it's 3rd of September, the use of MSPO Trace as a mandatory traceability system. And I will explain more on the, not more lah, nothing more to explain, but it's very clear, on the 7 days rules. Okay. So we start on our first agenda today. Certification modules, new feature. So with this new feature, because we would like to, reduce the wrong categorization. Sometimes I know CB be reporting an estate, for example, an estate, actually MPOB have all the coding. So if it's sekian number, it's actually belong to a category of a license lah. So I know when you go to the site, some site, no, most of the site actually have multiple MPOB license. So some CB still confused which number to use. So actually This is based on the MPOB licensing code. Generally, MPOB license got 12 digits. Okay, so what is special is the fourth or the fifth last digit. No, it's the last 4 or 5 digits of the code. So this blue color here, this highlighted number here, digit here, actually belong to, not belong, it is, yeah, this is actually define them what they are. So if it's 1, let's say here, this last 4 digit here is 1, and then XXXX, I don't know, whatever number at the back. It can be whatever number, if it's 0, 1, 2, 3 until 9 also, it doesn't matter as long as the number here is 1. The last 4 digit number here is 1, meaning it's an organized smallholders. If it's 2, it is an estate. If it's 4, it's a mill. If it's 2 and 5, fifth last digit is 4. The fourth last digit is 5, meaning it's an oleochemical. If it's 0 and 5, is a kernel crusher. If it's 6, it's a refinery. If it's 7, it's usually an end product manufacturer, including bulkers and all that lah.
So the question is yes, kalau FFB dealer, code categorization list dia ada tak?
Actually, I think they do have, but since dealers is not yet in the scope, so I exclude this first. Yeah, for dealers, let's say after this CBs have to register a dealer, you guys can just register and then you can choose accordingly lah. You can still choose the categories. It's auto assigned, but then if you still think that the auto assigned category is still wrong, you can choose and pick the correct one, and I'll demonstrate the whole thing later on. Okay. So we are not showing the biodiesel plant punya category, MPOB license category, because biodiesel license does not come from the MPOB. It actually comes from MPIC. So if it's biodiesel, actually they have biodiesel have a different license punya formatting, but then if you're reporting for a biodiesel, you can just key in. Usually biodiesel we have a few MPOB license numbers. Sometimes they have biodiesel, but then they also have I don't know, a different code. You just give it, just key in whatever number you have, and then select the category. You can still check. You can still pick the biodiesel category. Okay. So yeah, the first change, the first features here, I'll demonstrate later. And the second one is about the SCCS multiple sites reporting. So as everyone knows, SCCS uses classification. We have 6. We have palm oil mills, kernel crushers, refineries, oleochemical plants, biodiesel plants, and others. So CB must use the MPOB license number code. Why am I showing this? CB must use the MPOB license number code as per previous slide to assign the correct category of a site. So when you guys doing your auditing, you must get your client, you must ask your client to provide all the MPOB license number yang they having. And then you must follow my coding. If it's not biodiesel, you must follow my coding, and then from then you can assign the right category lah. So if it's a multi-site, it's actually consisting of multiple certification scope. So meaning it's all under one certificate. But then let's say in one certificate you have a kernel crusher, a refinery, and a biodiesel plant, all certified under multi-site certification. But okay. And they are actually under one certificate. So all these 3 sites will be given individual MSPO Trace accounts. So that is why it is important to assign the correct MPOB license number. Okay, because previously we don't have this we don't have this feature. Previously, if let's say if it's a kernel crusher and also an audio chemical plants, so the user have to CB and user have to email MPOCC to request for a separate account. So for now, it will be automatic. So once CB register the client as a multi-site, and then choose the correct categorization. So for each categorization, you will be given a different account. So excuse me for a moment, sorry. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Here there is also question from the same person. If a complex has both POM and KCP to separate.
Correct, Mr. James. If a complex has both POM and also palm oil mill and a kernel crusher plant, during your audit, you have to list out all the sites under that one certificate. So when you register this client into MSPO Trace, you have to register both the KCP and also the palm oil mill, so that your client will have two separate accounts for a different scope. Okay. So the third one is about entities deletion. Entities deletion, we have a deletion rules. First, you can either delete both audit and entity or audit only. Meaning, if you report a client that's undergoing a group certification, you can delete the whole group, okay? Or you can group an entity from that group only, or you can, either you can delete the entity or you can delete both. So, sorry, I think I explained it wrongly. Sorry, you can either delete both audit and entity or audit only. So if you choose, if only the audit is deleted, if you only choose audit only, this one, delete audit only, this first box here, meaning the entity will still be remain in the entity registration. It will still be there. It won't delete the whole thing. But if you choose delete both audit and entity, meaning you delete the whole thing, it will no longer in your registration tab. So let's say you delete the audit only, meaning how to say this situation occur when you choose the wrong stage audit or whatever, so you want to delete that reporting update, so you choose this one, delete audit only. So when you go back to entity registration, you can amend. No, when you want to update the correct data, you can still update that information without registering the client again. Register the client again. So however, audit that has been approved, approval from MPOCC is needed first. Okay, but any audit yang not yet being approved by MPOCC, you can directly delete that audit. So MPOCC has provision to accept or reject the delete request. Usually I will WhatsApp or email the CB what is the reason for the deletion, if it's already approved. But if it's not yet approved, you can directly delete the entry, so I won't care. But if it's already been approved, meaning it's already in the public view, and then you request to delete it, then I have to know what's the reason lah.
Here also from James, can you define entity and can you define the certificate holder?
Entity is okay. A certificate holder is depend on whether the owner of the certificate lah, meaning if it's going for a group one, the owner will be HQ. If I say entity, it means the site being certified. Because in MSPO Trace system, you have to register, you have to record the entity that being certified. So if you're going for group certification, all group members is considered as entity. If it's just individual, then the individual is considered entity in MSPO Trace system. So basically, whatever being reported into the system, we call it an entity. Wait, where am I just? Okay. So continues on the entities deletion options. Okay, this is what I mean by whether you can choose the whole group, you can choose to delete the whole group, or you can choose to delete certain group members in that group certification. So let's say an SOU going for a certification and they are being certified. In this SOU, they have, let's say, 5 sites. So one of this group member, one of the sites in the group certification is no longer, I don't know, there's some issue on the ground and they are no longer being certified. Maybe they change or they change the SOU from previously in different SOU, later they go to another. That one you can transfer, or also you can delete. If you want to delete just a group, one group member of a group certification, you can choose the second option here. So all these deletion requests, if it's already approved, meaning that your client has already been approved by MPOCC, okay, but then you request to delete the entity, all these requests will be shown here in your account. On the top right of your account, there's a icon, right? So it will be shown under the trash can icon. I'll go and explain further and demonstrate all this later. So after, okay, now it's combining, separating, and transferring group individual. Azim, how do I remove all this? Something, who did this?
Tanya Chia.
Is it me? Clear. I can clear all, okay. So combining, separating, and transferring group individual members. This is also a new feature because previously, all you can do is, the only thing you can do, it doesn't matter if that group members, the only one group members is being transferred to another certification group. So previously, all that have to be done manually by our system developer, meaning you have to email me name of the estate or name of the site, and then from which group, and then we will separate that entity from its group, and then only we remove and masukkan dia to the new certification group. But now all this can be done by you guys, but also with the approval from MPOCC. So CB will be able to combine. If it's individual, you want to combine together, become a group, that is allowed. And then you can also separate or transfer any entities individually or by grouping. So if you want to separate it, like I said, it's from one group, but you want to pecah and want to separate everything, so you can do that. Or if you want to transfer the whole group, you can transfer one of the member of the group pun, you can transfer. But then the below rules apply. The entity are available in reporting update, meaning it's already been registered. So how are you going to combine, separate, or transfer if it's not yet registered? Then the second one is the entities are not impending for MPOCC approval, or it is in the rejected list lagi. Meaning MPOCC has rejected it, but you guys have not yet amend anything. And so as long as it's in my rejected inbox, you cannot do all this. The entities must be from the same certification body. Okay. If the clients actually You can do all that if the client is actually in your is your client lah, meaning the entities is all your client from, meaning let's say Felda A want to transfer a group member from Felda A to a Felda B. Felda B is still your client, so you can do that. But then if Felda A is transferring its group member to a Felda C, which is not your client, you have to first separate the entity group member and then just click separate only. And then when you separate, MPOCC, you have to email MPOCC lah. You have to do it manually like before if it's to a different CD. Like you guys currently been doing if you're doing the transferring process. So CB can also choose to transfer the certification group or individual group member. Like I said, whether it's like the deletion function, you can transfer the whole group, or you can transfer certain entity, meaning certain group members from the group update. If it's an individual, meaning you can also transfer that. All transfer requests will be shown in the paper plane icon on the same part of your account. Okay. Saving updates as draft. So previously, whatever reporting or updating you've done in the system won't be safe if you are not clicking the submit button. So now we have a save button, meaning if you're not yet ready to submit the reporting or updates to MPOCC, let's say certificate is finalized, but then there's some amendment is needed on the audit report. So you can upload the certificate first and then click the save button. So it's actually saving your reporting work lah. So the next time when the audit report is finalized, you can go back to the entity and upload the audit report. And only like that. What is this? Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot to delete this, but that is the saving update as draft. Rules for the use of MSPO Trace. This document is actually available in MPOCC website. So like I said, it is actually an extension of MSPO Supply Chain Certification Standard, MSPO SCCS. And it will be adopted during the standard review process, which currently been going on. So in the meantime, it is still under the MPOCC scheme document and is being implemented since 11 August 2020. Okay. So the MSPO traceability module is actually fulfilling requirement 12 of the MSPO SCCS standard that requires certified entity to register its productions and sale of MSPO certified product on an applicable IT platform. The rules in this document shall be adhered to, and failure to adhere will result in the issuance of NC by the ACB during audit. So if your clients, I know there are some, I can still see some of the palm oil mill have yet to use their account, meaning some of the mills still not reporting their monthly FFB their monthly FFB reports. So actually the reporting is mandatory, and if your clients fail to do so, they can be given an NC. So in summary, the responsibility of all SCCS certified user is like this. For palm oil mill, they have 4 major responsibilities. That is, they have to report the monthly MSPO certified production and stock of PK and CPO. And then they have to upload monthly MSPO certified and non-certified FFB receiving list. So they have to fill in the Excel file. We prepared an Excel file for the account for each of the palm oil mill user account, and they have to upload their monthly FFB receiving list, be it both certified and non-certified. And then they have to update supplier and buyer information. Suppliers all, because if it's a mill, meaning they have to report FFB from certified and also non-certified. So they have to register all their suppliers. But for the buyer, they have to register the buyers that are buying MSPO product only. And then they have to declare MSPO sales transaction within 30 days after transactions occur. Okay, and then for the refinery, oleochemical, biodiesel, and end product manufacturer, they only have two rules. One is to update the supplier and buyer information only for those transacting MSPO certified product only lah. If they are not selling or buying MSPO product, there's no need for them to update the supplier and buyer information. Okay, so this is actually how to say transaction per transaction case lah, meaning if they have any MSPO sales, then only they have to do this. If they don't have any, then it's okay for them to ignore all this. Then they have to also declare MSPO sales transaction within 30 days after transaction occurs. So for refinery, oleochemical, biodiesel, and product manufacturer or others, it's actually how to say, they have to do this only if they have MSPO sales. If there's no MSPO sales, I've explained in our previous training that what they have to do is to be registered as a MSPO Trace MSPO Trace user. And as for today, I think most of the SCCS certified users has already been registered. There's only a few, and I have to check back what is the issues with the entities that are not yet registered.
Here, also from James SGS, are the mills supposed to report FFB, receive or FFB process in your MSPO trace for the monthly submission? And kindly define MSPO sales. If sales contract did not say MSPO, is it considered non-MSPO?
Kejap I have to read.
Alright.
Kindly define entities. Okay, it's the same way. Why does one CB delete the whole group? Okay, previously some CBs delete the whole group because I don't know, there's a wrong information being keyed in, so they want to register the client as a new, so they delete whatever already being registered. Or there are also cases where the client is no longer is out of business, so they delete the whole group. Are the mills supposed to report FFB receive or FFB process? It's actually they have to report FFB receive. So MSPO sales, okay, I will briefly explain the FAQ because you asked what is actually what is the definition of MSPO sale. So So wait. So I've uploaded this FAQ and also user manual for all. Okay, I'll just go through. If you're a CB, this is where you can get the user manual, and in the user manual already explained step by step for whatever features you want to know lah. Meaning if for whatever process I've been explaining in this training, actually in our user manual, everything has been explained. Yeah, everything has been prepared lah. So you just click here and you can see everything. Other than here, if you're CB, you can only see the manual in your account. But for your clients, you can also refer to this site, to this website, and click whatever category of your client lah. And then we have logo materials again. Okay, so other than that, this is our FAQ. So in our FAQ, we have already explained what is MSPO sales, and this FAQ, I think previously it is in I have published the FAQ document in MPOCC website, and also I think in our FB and our social media. So MSPO sales is actually any sales that request for MSPO certified products, and it is mentioned as such in the sales contract. So it is important to highlight sales contract. So for MSPO sale, okay, because I still receive the basic question like, if my basic question from the certified client, the question is like this: if my organization is MSPO certified, does it mean that I automatically selling all my product as MSPO? So the answer is no. For any organization to actually sell MSPO certified product, it must be written on the sales contract. So like if your client, imagine if you're an organization, a palm oil mill, so you are certified, but then your client does not ask, meaning like the client of that palm oil mill does not ask for MSPO, but then you cannot consider that sales as MSPO. Everything should be written on the contract, like what is the model of the product, if there is MB or SG, what is the type, if it's CPO or whatever. So I think that one is already being explained in the standard. Yeah, in the SCCS standard. So if you have more, please feel free to go to this FAQ and then also get your clients to go through all this FAQ because it's the most famous question being the MPOCC has been receiving. Like, what is MSPO sale? When do they have to make the sales announcement? And then like this one, and how do they make the sale announcement? That one will be explained in our tomorrow session lah, because it's actually involved the MSPO SCCS user. So in tomorrow's training, we will explain more in detail how do they make the sale announcement, and yeah. So it is advisable for all the CB, whenever your client is certified with SCCS, please show them this FAQ and also the user manual, and please remind them what is their responsibility towards the account, towards the MSPO Trace, what they should do. And that if they fail to do this as per listed here, they can be given an NC. So since SCCS platform being introduced in last September 2020, there are still many users that have issues with reporting. So some of them, report their monthly report after 7 of the month, but it is explained in the it was explained during the MSPO SCCS user training last year that they have to report everything by 7 of the month. I think I'll just share what they should do. This one for palm oil mills. Okay, for palm oil mill, they have to report FFB receiving list before 7 of the following month. And also they have to report the monthly production volume of certified CPO and PK only before 7 of the following month. But some users still got issues with their account and they have trouble reporting their Excel. So some of them will report after 7, and the date of their reporting actually can be retrieved in the system. So during audit, you as a CB will ask your client to show to open their account and show their history, their reporting history. So the date of reporting will also be shown. So let's say they reported on the 9th of the following month, you can actually ask why they reported late. So usually I've received email from this user asking blah 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 blah. Maybe they have trouble whatsoever. My solution is for them to show to email MPOCC first that they have problem with their system, and then MPOCC will acknowledge that this user actually having trouble reporting some information, blah blah blah. So I think that can be used to to not issue it out and then see. I don't know how the audit process is actually down there, but that's what I've been telling the user. If you actually have an issue and have any issue with your account, you can email MPOCC, and the email conversation between MPOCC and your client can be shown as a proof that you have problem with your account, and I don't know, you won't be given an NC. That's I don't know, as system admin, that's what I can do to help them lah. And because this system is still new back then and not many actually aware what they should do, blah blah, and some of the client is still being certified but they don't know what they should do with the system. So I think for the second year is not about for the first year it's not about punish them, but teaching them what they should do lah. So yes.
Also from James, the Part 4 certificate holder asks why report FFB received instead of FFB process, where OER is calculated in their mass balance.
Okay, one thing you have to understand, Mr. Ong, in our rules of MSPO Trace document, we have mentioned that whatever being reported in MSPO Trace should not be is actually not reflecting their internal account punya reporting, the bookkeeping and all. So why we ask for all received FFB is because more on the traceability. Okay. So this is what this is the objective. We really want to know where do they get their FFP. not how much FFB they're being processed, how much FFB is being processed. We just want to know currently that is the objective, to know the source of the FFB. What will MPOCC MSPO Trace will do to the entity if the report after 7? Actually, as scheme owner, there's nothing we can do. The only way, that's why we have the MSPO Trace rules of use of MSPO Trace documents, so that if the client or the certified entity does not do whatever being told, actually what is it? I call it as a punishment or whatever, punishment or whatever, is actually by the auditor. If they're not doing this, you actually can give them NCs like that. We MPOCC won't do anything about it for now lah. For the time being, actually there's nothing MPOCC or the system will do lah, because the sales is also not so MSPO product sales pun, so maybe in the future, if they are not doing certain things per listed in the document, maybe we will, I don't know, maybe we will ban them from using the system. But as of now, no, we are not going to do anything. We're just relying on the CBIS to make sure your client is doing their rules as per the document. So for refineries, pump, kernel, crusher, blah, 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 they have to register as user. They have to update supplier and buyer list of MSPO product only. Meaning, if there's no MSPO sale, they don't have to do anything. Except for palm oil mill. For palm oil mill, even if they're not selling MSPO, they are still responsible to do their monthly FFB receiving, reporting, and also their monthly production volume of certified only. This certified means for palm oil mill, even if you're not selling MSPO, you still have to do this. But for the refinery, palm kernel crusher, kernel crusher, oleochemical plant, biodiesel, blah, 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 they have to do this when there's MSPO, when they have MSPO sale. Okay, because if in order for them to declare MSPO sale, they have to first register their supplier for that certified product, and then they have to also register the buyer. So because they have to choose and blah, 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 then only they can make MSPO sale. So, but if they don't have any sale, there's nothing they can do lah. I mean, they don't have to do anything about it. Just register as a user only. Okay. So here, traceability module, blah, 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 module and the supply chain module accounting system. MSPO Trace module should not be used as a substitute to the accounting system. So whatever we reported in the MSPO Trace, especially for the palm oil mill, it shouldn't be identical to their internal bookkeeping and internal accounting system. Okay. Because that is not the objective. We just for now the objective is to know the the potential certified MSPO product that is in the market. Understand? So from that certified FFB, we can estimate how much stock actually we have, how much MSPO product stock we have in the market lah. We just want to know that. Okay, I go back to my slide. So we go to our final, I think we are too fast. We go to our final agenda, the circular. So this is the circular. It is intended to enforce the use of MSPO Trace system by the ACB and also the non-ACB, non-accredited BD, non-accredited certification body. So all data information to be updated in MSPO Trace within 7 working days upon finalization of the audit reports and or certificate. Okay, so MPOCC has decided to mandate the use of MSPO Trace effective from 1st October 2021. So that's why previously I said prior to this date, whatever the client, if client, let's say they have they fail to report their sales within 30 days or they report their FFB report to the system after 7. So MPOCC actually encourage them to, to try and how to say is the introduction period. So we don't want to be too strict to all these users. So as long as everyone knows what they should do and they are trying, because the system was also not perfect, because some users still got problem reporting certain report, uploading certain reports and stuff. So we don't want the CBs to be strict previously, but now with this circular, actually it is mandatory for the certified client to do as per to do all the things that we have listed in the use of MSPO Trace too, and is mandatory, and it's no longer grace period. I mean, the introductory period is done. So I think it's about time that everyone must already know what they should do, and then if some still fail to do what they're supposed to do, then the CB should and must take action lah. Okay, I'll explain this later. I'll go first, finish the circular first, and then therefore for all the pending updates before 1st October, yeah, that's actually okay, before 1st October, I know there are some CBs that still I don't know, still fail to report all their clients, fail or forget or not listed. I don't know. There's still some clients is, I don't know, if you have such problem, if you're facing that problem that you probably not aware if this client in the system or not, kindly do so. Kindly please check if all your clients is already in the system, if all clients is already being updated with their current audit stage, because there's also many problem where the CB have already registered the client, but then the client is still in the initial audit stage, even though it's been 3 years, and then this client supposedly in the ASA 2, but then in the system is still showing the initial audit. Yeah, so all CB should check and make sure all clients audit stage is accurate. Before the 31st December 2021, make sure all clients in the system with the accurate update. Okay, however, from the effective date, meaning after 31st, from the effective date, meaning after 1st October 2021, previous 1st October, all current ongoing audit report or certifications must be uploaded within the said 7 working days. Okay. So any delays that exceed the 7 working days will lead to certificates not being recognized, and therefore the certified entity will no longer appear in MSPO Trace. MPOCC will also lodge an official complaint to Standard Malaysia on the exceeded time frame by CB and will be subject to stern action from MPOCC. This circular is actually to highlight the importance of reporting all your clients into the system as soon as possible lah, because we're still having issues where the client has been certified last year, but then you only report that client this year. So we want to solve that problem. That's why we come out with this circular. So for whatever client, new or existing, after you've done your audit and after the report and also the certificate being finalized, you have to upload the documentation 7 days, within 7 days, starting from the certificate issuance date. Okay. So that's all. I will now demonstrate how we do all the new features. Do we have a question or just now I saw a question? During China MSPO forum recently, MPOCC CEO said that the MSPO trace service you can trace to blah 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 to the farm. Okay. As per common understanding, since MSPO product is, since palm oil is actually in a liquid state, it is for now. I know nothing is impossible, but for now it is quite hard to really pinpoint the exact allocation of the farm. Understand or not? I mean, you cannot pinpoint because it's a liquid. I mean, the liquid can also come from a different farm, right? Is this that when we said that it can trace back to the farm, it means it can trace back to the group of farms that's actually that's actually involved in the supply chain. So let's say a refinery is selling a CPO. I don't know what refinery always sell. Something like, let's say they're selling CPO to refinery. So refinery selling probably Olin, I don't know, something. So a product. So that product come from a mill. So this mill have to make an announcement to the refinery. So refinery, mill, and then mill from their monthly reporting of FFB reporting. So we can pool, is a pool of possible farm that is supplying the oil. Is that clear? Okay, can you guys see my screen? Can I? For the first one, registration of entity based on the MPOB license number. So if it's spot dealer and group manager, you still have to click lah. Okay. But let's say we are doing something else. Key in blah 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 blah. And then you key in the MPOB license number. It actually will show the possibility. So we go to the first, the last 4 digits of the account, the coding. So let's say it's a oleochemical plant 25. So this number actually belongs to a oleochemical plant. So you close. So actually this feature will actually help the CB to assign, is it really an oleochemical plant or not? Because whenever you go for an audit, I know your client will always show a different license number, not different. They have multiple, right, for the export lah, for the import lah, whatever, for selling this and that. But then what's important for us to know if it's a correct categorization of that processing facility, you have to refer to this number here. For 5 digit, you refer here. So by having this feature is actually helping CB to know lah which is which. Because the reason why we still have this, we introduce this feature is because there are still some CBs that are confused. I'm not confused. It's not confused. I think like they wrongly report the correct categorization of their clients. So when we put this, at least I don't know you are aware the category following that number, following the MPOB number in the system, actually what is the category of the client. Okay. So the second feature is about classification. Multiple site. Okay, so example one we do is oleochem ABC. Okay, and then we add another entity which is refinery ABC. This is, I already report this yesterday. Okay, cancel. We change to other name, ABC Refinery. ABC Refinery, and then refinery, I don't remember actually the code number, tapi 6,000. Yeah. So we put ABC Refinery, just choose whatever is the date. If it's not applicable, like this is an oleochemical plant, and the still field for certified for planted area punya field, just ignore it. And click save. So you have done a register the site, and you can start SCCS. So here at the types of certification, you choose group. I know it's actually multi-site. The correct terms in our scheme document is multi-site, but in the system, we just make it uniform with the OPMC. So choose group, polychem, choose blah blah blah, and you add. Yeah, Irie, if you're there, this is what I meant by yesterday's WhatsApp. Can you help, Biha? Biha.
Shira, can you choose SG instead of MB?
Supposedly that shouldn't be an issue, Biha. I think you have to correct the coding.
Okay, Shira.
So this feature is actually for the CB to understand that now it is allowed for the CB to report multi-site of a different scope at the same time. Okay, previously you have to email MPOCC and then MPOCC will have blah blah blah. But now this is the way, then you save and then Oleochem ABC and ABC Refinery will have two different accounts. Okay. What is agreement number? Agreement number is actually when you are you're signing contract with your client. Our understanding is any contract, of course, you have a unique ID for the documentation, right? So you just use the number and put it here, because previously the agreement number field was introduced because we want to exclude any facilities that has already signed contract. They won't be given the warning letter from MPOB. Yeah, that was the initial idea. But I think now most of the industry player has already been certified. So this agreement number is no longer important. Proposed next initial audit is when you have already signed a contract with your client. So of course you're gonna have a planning, right? When you guys will be starting the audit, be planning for an audit. So next, proposed next initial audit. Okay, why this shown is because when you register a client, the system treat the client as a client that are not yet certified. Yeah, so that's why this information, this table, this field here is here. So when you have already registered, we try. So when you guys have already registered, for you to update any information, any audit reporting about the client, you go to this tab, reporting update tab. So ABC Refinery, the one we have just registered just now, click this update button, and then you can choose the correct stage. Yeah, so when you click the stage, blah blah blah, the information we ask will be different. Okay. Okay, understand? Okay. So the third feature is about this audit deletion. So how do you delete any entity is here. You go to the reporting update tab, and then at the action column, there's two buttons, whether to delete or to update. So like the rules is as per listed just now. If it's in the pending approval for MPOCC, you cannot delete. So when you click it, you have these two options. Delete the whole group audit, or you delete certain entity only. Let's say you are deleting certain entity only, so it will list out all the group member of the certification group. So you choose which one, and then you can delete. Confirm. So once you say confirm, MPOCC will receive the request, and then usually I'll just approve, because I trust I trust your decision making. But then if sometime I think there's an issue with it, I'll just email or WhatsApp what is the reason for the deletion. Because if possible, we don't want you guys to simply delete this, delete that, without any reason. So it is important to remember these rules. Okay. Something that you have just registered, but you have not yet certified it, meaning you have not yet updated the client as, initial audit or whatever audit stage, you can delete that thing directly. Because this issue, like I said just now, you wrongly key in some information, and then you just think it's better if you can just register the whole thing once again, then you can delete them directly. But if the entity is already being approved and is in the public view, approval from MPOCC is needed. Okay. This is the thing, okay, just now. So this is where the update, the request, the status of each request will be shown on your top right hand side of your account. I think whenever you get time, you can just go log in into your account and just play along and see whatever and just, you know, check what does this button means, what does this buttons mean and all. So this is where all your deletion requests will be stored here in this trash can. So if it's directly being deleted, it will also shown here. If it's still under the approval of MPOCC, it will show pending. Okay. So combine and separate audit. We have a brand new tab just for this function. On your left hand side here, combine and separate audit. Click this one. And then click. If you want to combine, click the green button. If you want to separate, click the yellow button. So if you want to combine, let's say you have to first choose the audit category lah, which client. So all your part 4 client will be listed down here, and then you choose. And then you choose the second entity that you want to combine with. If it's individual, if you are choosing to combine it with a group audit, you click this button, and then this will show lah. Meaning the system will list down all your client which is in grouping, and then you choose the correct one, and then you submit for approval. So it will be shown here that it's still pending. If it's approved, this button here will show you lah when actually you applied for what for combine, and when actually MPOCC approved, blah blah. So this one is actually the history of the client. Okay.
Yeah. Then is deletion from Jim. Entity ID and entity name. The mentioned entity means that the individual site, farm, so does it means that each estate or entity has different name. It means that it has its own entity ID, although the entities are from the same certificate holder.
Okay. Mr. James. Okay, I'll be showing you this thing. Kejap, This is how the entity ID works. Where is this? This one. Okay, you see this is the track number. Okay, a track number will show you the, what do you say? If I want to see a certificate, okay, as per certificate, I'll be I'll be using the track number to search lah internally. They say there's an issue with blah blah blah, and how I'm gonna interact internally with my people is by using OPMC, and then easy for me to see. But under this OPMC number, which is the certificate number, there's a group member, right? So this group member actually using what as, I show you. Mana? Sekejap. Okay. It takes forever to load. Wait. You say seorang yang tak sabar. Airi. Okay, so I will actually kalau it's showing you OPMC number, I just want to highlight what is the difference between OPMC number lah. And then there's estate, EST, blah blah blah. That actually means something. So to answer your question sebenarnya, kejap kita tunggulah dia load dulu. Mana benda ni tadi? To answer your question, nanti tadi you mentioned entity means the individual site. So does it mean that each entity has a different name? It means that it has its own entity ID. Correct. Correct. Yeah, betul. Meaning kalau as a CD kan bila you register your client, okay, for example, you pergi this registration punya tab, you can see all your client dekat sini Let's say it's let's say part 3. Wait, okay. You see this ID is a different number, is EST 34533 blah blah blah. So when you register your client, you have to register all individual estate listed in your certificate, not just the name, the parent company of that certificate. Still what I'm seeing. So, okay, this is the how do I see the group member? No. Wait, yeah. Okay, so when you register, you actually register all members. So each member of that grouping have their own institution ID. But in the system, this whole group have their audit track ID already, meaning that whole group is OPMC 31093. But if you want to go and see each member of that group, this is actually the ID. And then so it's understand or not? Yes, although the entities are from the certificate. Okay. So the next one, I was about to show you apa tadi? Combining and separating. Have I shown this yet? Yeah, I'm showing that one. So let's say you are just now I show combining, now we're showing the separating punya feature. Okay, if you are separating an audit, you also have to tell me what's the reason. And the CB's remark here actually, why are you separating the client from its certification group? So say lah, maybe they decided to change management ke apa ke, that they are changing their management lah kan, there's a few unit to another unit, whatever. So you select categories, the same process, and then if it's part 3, the system will show all part 3 punya client, and then you choose, let's say this one. So, and then you have to also show where this client will be going. I think there's something wrong. So let's say it's this one, genting kulai besar-besar, and if it's still your client, then you, like I said in the rules, that if they're still your client, you can do it lah. But if it's not your client, let's say, if it's not your client, all you can do is just transfer out. Okay, transfer that client out, and then MPOCC will again assign that to the right CD lah. So let's say macam ni, lepas tu dia dah apa, lepas tu you submit for approval. CB remark blah blah blah. Okay. Why is it unable? Diha? Not yet. I think dia dengar you. You tak boleh keluar. Okay, successfully. So MPOCC akan approve, and then you will show here lah the status. Yeah. think it will be shown here. Here. The status. Just now, the one we do is this one, so it's still pending. So when MPOCC approve it, and then you can see it here that it is already approved. So now, like I said, if it's being, if that group member want to being separate from its initial grouping and to be transferred to other CB, you still have to do the separate process first, and then you do the transfer block. So to transfer, click reporting update, you go to the client. Yeah. And you choose here the status, click transfer. So you have the option to transfer the whole group audit or to only certain entity from the group audit. Yeah. So with this means you don't have, okay, I'm sorry. That means if we just want to transfer out the client to a different CB, there's no need for you to separate it anymore. Just click the status here in your reporting update as a transfer, and then you choose. If it's only certain entity, choose the entity only lah. Are you sure, blah, 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 and then confirm. Okay. Yeah, but if it's for transfer status, it will be shown here. And the plain, paper plain icon. All right. Oh, really? Okay, I'll check. So we go to the next feature. Saving update as draft. So you've done reporting update. Let's say your reporting update. And then the client is now under surveillance audit 3, let's say. So the report is finalized, but then the certificate, not yet. You can click save it as draft. Will not be submitted. If you wish to submit your update, blah, 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 kindly click the submit button. Okay. So as long as you are yet to click the submit button, MPOCC won't approve it lah. It's still a draft. So anytime you have any information update or whatsoever, but it's not yet final. But by the time to you suddenly remember to update ke apa, you can just click save it as draft first. So when everything is ready, dah complete, and you are clear, then you can click submit lah. When you click submit, then only it will go to MPOCC approval inbox. Rules for the use, okay. Okay, yeah, 3:24 p.m. I plan to end this at 4. So if there's any question other than from Mr. James on the other CB, are you guys okay? Do you have any other question? So if transfer, how will the other CB be notified? Email? Actually, they will be notified by the system also lah. Like currently, if we are doing client transfer, you guys email MPOCC, MPOCC assign it to the new CB. Yeah, actually, yeah, I think, okay, how actually the CB being notified if they're receiving a new client, I mean, a new transferred client? Biha.
Only can see from registration entity list.
Yeah,
so
meaning
one time entity. So that time you know this new. But no alert.
There's no alert.
Yeah, but
you have
the
to
CB
check.
can search.
You can check it lah in your list of client here. Do you guys need notification for that? I think for any upgrades, we'll be doing that next year. Yeah, but that's actually a nice nice headout lah, not headout. Nice reminder juga lah. Nice feature to be added, I think. Oh, we alert you guys through reject of application.
Syira, boleh alert kita melalui email sama macam you reject ke? Lagi senang
Boleh.
ke?
Not now. I'll note down semua punya suggestion, but kita akan sekalikan for the next year punya hybrid code if we have any. Okay, for now this is what we have lah. But I'll keep this in mind that you guys prefer to have a notification. Nanti kita akan includekan dalam the coming upgrade. Okay, understand. So other questions for the system? No more questions. Do you guys want to play with all the new feature? I can share this undo click accidentally delete. Yeah, okay. So do you guys want to play with the feature? I can provide here the test platform, but whatever being recorded in this test platform won't be reflected in your actual live account lah. So I'll put here the MSPO, the test platform. You can try and test whatsoever. And if you still have question, you can ask me. And how to log into this test platform, just use your current account, current account detail lah. Like now you punya you punya username and password for the live one, or use the same password and username for this one. Okay, I have already share the link. Who should CV refer to if problem arise? You, ainaa, Chia, or MPOCC robot? Oh, we do have robot. I don't know if you have robot, but if it's about MSPO Trace, you can refer to our team lah, MTT team, MSPO Trace unit. Ainaa, me, or Chia, or Azim, whoever you are comfortable with lah. So does the system have an undo click accidentally deleted? You mean your client that you said you accidentally click delete? Actually, we don't have this function, the undo function, because that's why it is important to know, to really think through before you delete any client lah. How to change certification type? Certification type is grouping, where registered in the trace is individual. So this can be done by going back to the registration. If I'm wrong, I really have to correct me, okay? Go back to the registration and then you choose balik. Okay, is that how? Piha? How do they choose?
Maybe I can combine individual with group, but have many times if the group have 4 members, so need to combine one by one.
But if you just registered, you just registered only and it's not yet being approved, you can just delete the whole thing and then register a new one and choose the correct certification type lah. I think that is the shortcut. If we do combine for individual, it will automatically grouping. Yeah, I think so. Will that be possible if they are combining estates, like from one estate, individual estate, and then it becomes a groups of estate? Is that still considered individual, Dina? Is there such cases that they combine the estate, but they are still undergoing individual certification? Yeah, I'm asking you guys CB. No, okay. So yeah, once you combine it, meaning go to grouping lah. What to kindly clarify what do MPUCC mean by combined outdate? This is actually the terms being used in the system lah. Combined outdate for our developer. They take all this entity whatever as an audit. You know, whatever entity they understand. It's terms. It's just actually terms the system developer use, and this term is, yeah, I know for now it's not identical, not uniform to whatever we've been used in our scheme document, because once our scheme document, which is now being reviewed, scheme document is also being updated now. So once our other department finalize whatsoever, we will try to fit it. Yeah, we try to amend and make it uniform. But for now, if the system say combine audit, meaning it's actually combine entities, combine the client. Understand? Whatever entities in the system, you want to combine them. I hope that is clear. From any other question? CB, no more. Yeah, it's weird that this is the first time we have a training with MP with the CB, and the CBs are so quiet. In the case where client decided to change from individual to grouping, we need to add entity under combine button to update in the MSPO. Am I right? Meaning now they are individual, tapi they not group. So the other member tu already in the system ke a new one? If it's already in the system, already your client, you can choose. But if it's a new one, you have to register new lah. If it's already in the system, this is how you do it. Combine audit. Step 3. Okay, which one actually yang nak di-combinekan? Let's say a Gabai estate, dia nak masuk a different grouping. So you choose that estate, Gabai estate only, you choose the new grouping. Sorry, choose the group audit instead. So nanti dia akan keluar macam ni. So mana tadi Gabai? So dia dekat sini, it will show you. What is this? Sekejap. Dia akan keluar dekat sini. Menjawab soalan you tak? Dari Gabai Estate ni, you nak combine dia kepada grouping untuk TDM ni. Okay. In case of previous audit, there's only 3 estates in the group. Then the next audit, there's an addition of another estates. How to edit in the group? Yes, like what I've been showing you guys. Meaning that one is the new 3 estate to new lah. Meaning it's not your client yet. If it's new, you have to register. But let's say like you got the client from another CB transferred it to you. Once you get client, okay, once that client is transferred to your account, you can do this combine audit function juga. And then choose je lah that client tu, and choose also the group yang the client nak combine with. So the key point here is, if it's not yet in your system, if the client is not yet registered, you have to register first. Okay, kalau the client is yours but it's not yet transferred from the OCB, also you need to wait until the OCB transfer the client to you. Once it's in your account, then only you can do the combining or separating or whatever just now. Okay, I think that's clear. For me it's clear. Are you clear? Okay. Any more questions? Since there's no more question, I think we should just recap whatever important points have been explaining just now. We have few new features, and all new features. I've showed how does it work. And then for your information, MPOCC is still actively, from time to time we still welcoming your suggestion for improvement for the system, for you guys to make your life easier, to make everything more user friendly. And also if you have any suggestion to make your life, to make your reporting work easy, you can email to MTT group to us, to MPOs, to me, to Chia, or to Ainaa, and then we'll keep that in mind, and we'll consider it in the next round of system upgrade. So for now, the new feature for certification module is as per presented to you guys just now. These features was also the outcome from the previous meeting from you guys, and then when we communicate with you guys, the CB said they're having trouble this. So we MPOCC try to solve your issues and upgrading the system to suit your certification needs. So all these features, step by step, if you're still not clear with my explanation and my demonstration, all these features can be found in our user manual. So this user manual, if you are in your account, you can only see your account user manual lah. But if you, let's say you are providing user manual for your client, you can go to this login, MSPO Trace login, and then click user manual tab, and all modules user manual is available here. Okay, so let's say you're still unclear, you can just go to the manual and see if it's new, meaning it's basically what I've been explaining to you guys just now. Okay. I think other than that is other than the new features, I also want to remind the CBs again that how you wanna tie your client to the MSPO Trace is by referring to our rules for the use of MSPO Trace document. So in our rules, this scheme also available in MPOCC scheme, MPOCC website. Here I show you how to get it, because I still sometimes receive inquiries where to get certain information. So go to MPOCC website, click scheme document, and then all the scheme document will be here, and also for announcement and the circular and all will be in the announcement punya tab. So the rules is here. So to go in detail of each requirement, just go through the document. It's actually the summary is as per what being explained. And it's actually very simple. Second is to also remind you guys about the 7 days rule. If CB fail to update clients after 31st December 2021, meaning next year January 1st, the 7 days rules will apply. Okay. For now, for any pending updates, meaning for many pending updates, meaning go back to your account, check back all your clients. If each client is being updated with their current and recent audit stage, make sure the stages is accurate lah. Please make sure no clients yang dah certified for 3 years but is still under initial audit. Okay, I think that's all. And we are 3:41 PM now. If there's no more question, I'll pass back this to Azim.
Okay, before we end our session, I would like to thank our speaker, Mrs. Nasiha, and all the participants who involved today. We hope today's session will enhance your understanding of using MSPO Trace. If you have any queries regarding the training, feel free to contact us by email or WhatsApp us. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you.